All right, Jack's Local Radio Show. This is DJ Jackson, your host. Tonight's guest, we got Ciara Nichols.
Hey everybody, it's me, Ciara.
Let's get it. And you're now tuned in to Jack's Local Radio Show. Jack's Local Radio Show. Jack's Local Radio Show. Jack's Local Radio Show. Welcome to the show. We got Ciara Nichols. All right, can you tell me a little about your upbringing, born and raised, and school and all that?
I am a Jacksonville local. I'm born and raised here in good old Duval County, Florida. I did all my schooling here, elementary all the way to college. Graduated from Sandalwood and then got my college degree from UNF.
Lucky.
School's always been very important to me ever since I was a little kid. So I've always used that to excel. I've always been an overachiever. I've always done all kinds of stuff. I did
You did math school activities?
Man, I did everything.
What kind of school activities you did when you were in high school and on?
Golf, tennis, cheerleading, girls weightlifting, Green State Environmental Club, Physics Club, Chess Club, Yearbook, Leadership. I mean, you name it, I did it.
How do you feel school has helped you with in your future?
Education is something somebody can't take from you, and I definitely feel more well-rounded, being more educated, and just being able to think more logically instead of just using my emotions to think like a lot of the kids nowadays do. So I'm really glad that I'm more studious, that I just feel a little bit more aware sometimes.
It's just a screen just popped by. It was of Hooters.
Yeah, so I worked for Hooters for 8 years. I started when I was 18,
That's what I'm talking about.
fresh out of high school, and I started working there. I had a great time. They taught me a lot. I did my first photo shoot when I was 18. There was a photographer that he would come to the Lakeland store, which was my first store, and he would do a headshot of all the girls and do like a photo shoot of us, and that was like really my first taste at modeling. I had no idea what I was doing. Looking back on those poses, it was so awkward. It was really funny. I do have some of them on my Facebook for people to view, and if you laugh at, because I know I do. I think there was only one good picture out of it. But it taught me really good work ethic, and I stayed working for Hooters for years. And I started college about a year afterwards too, and then I went to school the whole time that I was
College where?
At UNF here in Jacksonville. Yeah.
And what major?
Business management, minored in financial services, and then I got promoted to manager at Hooters also while I was going through my management training through school. So
you were bartending and all that first too.
Yeah, Hooters had a great bartender training experience, especially because they were corporate. So I learned a lot of my bar knowledge from my Hooter trainers. Now my skills that I'm going to show you guys later.
That's called what? Flair bartending?
It's a type of flair bartending. I developed that all on my own. But the idea of flair bartending was not from mine. But my type of flair bartending is all mine. I can't wait to show you guys that later.
When you, where'd you experience that? Where'd you pick that up at, the flair bartending?
The first time I ever saw any type of flair bartending or even thought about what it was when I was working at TGI Fridays. I never bartended for Fridays, but TGI Fridays is world renowned for their crazy bar tricks and flipping. They have a big
I've never
tournament
seen
every
them do
year.
anything
You've never
crazy.
seen it? You should definitely check it out. They do some really neat stuff with flipping bottles and making drinks and everything. So I was able to work alongside some really cool bartenders, although I definitely don't have those skills. I have a lot of balance. I have no coordination. I would drop and break a bottle in a heartbeat, but I can balance things all day long. So I developed all that on my own, but it's still a type of flair bartending.
You think you can show us some of that right now?
Oh, absolutely. I could do it anytime, wearing anything or nothing, because I've even had nothing and been painted before for bartending, or I could do it and fully clothed. It doesn't matter.
Where was you
Bartending.
Where was you bartending at where you was only wearing paint?
That would be Sturgis, South Dakota, which is the biggest, craziest biker rally all year long.
And you just got back from doing one of those. Which one was that?
This past weekend was Biketoberfest in Daytona.
Nice.
Yeah, so there's rallies all across the nation all year long, and so I consider myself a national flair bartender because I do travel all across the country and provide these different bartending tricks and skills and everything.
All right, let's check this bar trick out. Let's get it.
Hey guys, welcome to the bar. I told you I got some really cool shot tricks for you, and Princess Ciara doesn't disappoint. So what I've been known for around the beaches now are like booby shots and booby drinks. So my most basic drink that I do is I can just balance your drink on my chest, pour a little something something in the cup. And pretty easily. So if you like it shaken, I can shake it, you can stir it, I can do a little dance, make a little love, you know what I'm saying? I can do a little spinny spin pretty quickly, and I can serve it to you. Top shelf is what I like to call it. So, since I started being able to pour drinks on my chest, now I started to see maybe how many I could do or the different kind of techniques that I could do, because this is my type of flair bartending. I can't do all those crazy flips and jabs and everything. I have no coordination. I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses. I've got really good balance techniques. So, what I'm going to show you is my latest technique that I do is pyramiding shots. So, that's going to take 3 shot glasses. Bam. And I'm going to balance it just like that. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I have never seen a bartender anyplace else ever do this. I'm not really sure where I thought to come up with it at. But I've been doing it for quite a while now. At least the last couple events. And you don't necessarily have to go really fast. It's not the easiest thing to do. So, there we go. We've got 3 shots ready for you. Bam. So that's what I call pyramiding the shots. I can also do that with whole drinks. I'll show you that in a minute.
All right, cool bar shots.
Thank you.
All right, so what's prompt you to start traveling and modeling?
So, like I said earlier, I was managing. After I kind of got burnt out with Hooters, I became a general manager at Tilt to Kill, and then I just realized that with management, you're working like anybody that works in management knows you're working 60, 70, sometimes 80 hours a week. It's not a whole lot of life to live, and I missed one too many family occasions, and I just started getting really upset and sad that I wasn't able to see my son grow up and really be there on the weekends or at night to tuck him into bed or something. So even though I had a salaried management position, I was not happy. So I feel like everybody at one point in their life needs to make a decision. to either get a paycheck or do what makes you actually happy in your core. And so I walked away from my management degree, and I started traveling and modeling, and I was fortunate enough that some photographers thought that I was easy to work with, and they wanted to sponsor me to go here or sponsor me to go there. And bartending is really easy, it's pretty easy to make a drink, be a pretty face, show up to work on time, do your job good, don't steal, you'll be able to make some money bartending. So I was able to subsidize my income like that, and then I was able to just really see the world more, and it's been so much more fulfilling.
So what's some cool places that you traveled to?
Oh my gosh,
I know there's many. I've seen so many posts.
I have went to 16 countries in 2 years. My most favorite place out of all of them that I've been to has been Egypt. I'm fascinated.
You just
with
got
history.
back from Egypt?
I just recently
This is your
got
second
back.
time, right?
My second time, yeah. Fascinated with it. It was more for my own personal exploration than modeling, although I did definitely make sure to capitalize on some modeling while I was over there.
You had some cool pictures.
Yeah,
I've seen them.
Definitely. While we're there, I actually wore this outfit in Egypt, which is why I decided to wear it today.
Sweet.
It's a little bit more risque because it shows the shoulders and the knees, but over there I felt very comfortable. I felt very safe. Didn't feel threatened at all. Wonderful place to visit. Another beautiful place that I've been to that a lot of people love to go is Dubai. Absolutely astonishing place. It's like Beverly Hills on steroids is the easiest way to describe Dubai. I've also been to Greece and Rome.
You said something about Athens, Greece. That's a perfect place to model.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
For models to go to.
Santorini or Athens or anything to do with Greece is just like a fashion icon. The colors and the scenery are just absolutely beautiful. You practically don't have to do any editing whatsoever. You just always get an excellent shot. And it's definitely like a model pinpoint to make sure that you go there one day and do a photo shoot.
What's some other places? You said Aruba and Belize.
I just recently came back from Aruba last month on a shootcation with Alicia and some big time models like Holly Wolf and CJ Sparks. Jenny Marie was there as well. There was a lot of models and photographers there. Mark Wong was there, Nino Battisto. So I love going to events like that because it's just a bunch of content creation, a lot of publications. So that was an awesome country to go to. Beautiful scenery. Another place I went to was Belize. It was unbelievable. I'm also a certified diver, so I was diving while I was in some of these places too, like at the deep blue hole. I went to like 140 feet in Belize. And then, let's see, another place I've been to, China.
China and Jamaica.
China was actually my least favorite place. I went to northern China. I hear southern China, they're a little bit nicer to you. But that was definitely...
So the China was because of the people? You said it wasn't so nice?
I feel like it was honestly because I was an American. As soon as they saw my passport, I feel like I was treated a little bit differently. I was, it was a lot of checkpoints. There was a lot of security. There was a lot of, I just felt a little uneasy in that country.
What about Jamaica, Mom?
Jamaica was amazing. Everybody was smiling and happy, and there's palm trees everywhere. I heard that, some people were talking about, not being the safest place to go, but out of all the countries that I've been to, I've felt safe in all of them. You just make sure you have a good guide and you don't go off the beaten path, and that's just like anywhere that you go. I mean, you can go down the street in Jacksonville, and not be in the safest part of town, so it really doesn't matter what country you're in. I love all of them.
So what about Dubai? Because I heard it was lit.
Oh my gosh, it is like almost unreal to look around. Like it's. I went to the aquarium there, and like there's like.
So you're like in the big heart of the city there.
Oh yeah, I mean you have to go. You have to, and like there's the Wiz Khalifa building that's like a mile and a half tall. So I have like my iPhone. You know how it's got like the panorama. Mm-hmm. So I had to like do a sideways panorama just to get the whole building in the picture, and then they have the fountains and everything. I mean, it's really cool. There's just all kinds of amazing things there that you can go see.
I was hoping it would pop up. It was about the
Are you talking about the leopard?
leopard. Yeah, you got that cool leopard
The leopard
pic.
from Honduras.
Honduras.
So there's not really. I'm actually really good friends with the director of the Caddy Shack here in Jacksonville. That's what is it, off Main Street down there in Sterrett Road. And I've asked several times, but we can't have any big cat encounters here in the U.S. There's just too many laws and restrictions. But in Honduras, they have that option. So on Little French Key Island, I was able to go and play with several monkeys and pumas and this leopard that you see in my pictures, which is actually my Facebook profile picture, is my favorite picture of all time. And they had all kinds of different. I got to hold a sloth, and there was a lemur, and all kinds of different really cool animals. They treated them very well. The cat's name was Sarah. She was a teenager.
There it is.
Yep. There she is. That's Sarah. She was very sweet-natured. She was staring so intently at me because of my sunglasses, which I gladly gave them to her after she kind of like chewed them off of my face gently. She was gentle about it. She was just like a big play kitty. It was
And
so
she didn't
sweet.
swallow it.
No, we just let her nibble on them a couple times. She was not very heavy. They like to put them in the water so that they're not, as heavy.
When I seen that, I was like, this girl ain't got no fear.
No.
So what's some other things you have no fear at?
I've encountered several big cats to my face, although Sarah's been the only one that I've been able to hold. I go skydiving, went 18,000, 15,000, and 12,000 feet. I have no fear jumping out of a perfectly good airplane.
Where'd you do that?
That was here in Florida. Titusville is where you can do 18,000 feet, but here in Jacksonville you can do 12,000 feet out of the Jax Airways. So I just love jumping out of perfectly good airplanes, I'm also dive certified, so I like to go scuba diving in some of the different tropical places, like especially in the Florida Keys, has some really cool shipwrecks that you can go check out, and some really cool reefs. And then I did a night dive in Roatan, which you get to see the bioluminescence, and it's really magical. If you're not a certified diver, I highly recommend to go get that done, because you get to see a whole nother part of the world that most people don't get to.
Right, and you did it in Belize also. And you've done rock climbing.
I do rock climbing, I jump down rocks, I do zip lining, I do front flips off zip lining, and four-wheelers, and monster trucks, and bikes, and anything. You name it, I don't mind getting my hands dirty. I go camping, and one time I used poison ivy as toilet paper, whatever it takes.
So you got something you have to fear, though.
I am...
What is your fears?
Oh, spiders, which I know is ridiculous, especially with camping and stuff. I'll scream like a little girl. I'll still kill it, but I'm going to scream bloody murder first. I can't do any type of spider, big, small, or in between. And clowns. Yeah,
You've been staring at my hat.
No, I have not. I haven't looked at it at all. It's been in my peripheral the whole time, but I'm not looking at it. No.
So, like, if a clown was to walk in the room, you freak out?
I would turn my back to it the whole time and just avoid contact the whole time.
So you got some more tricks you want to show us?
I can do some other kind of tricks. I sure can.
All right, let's check it out. Stay tuned. Here we go.
Too much of a difference what outfit I wear. This outfit can be a little bit difficult because this part's kind of slippery, but then it does have these straps, which I can kind of put the shot glasses in between too. I would actually prefer if maybe just my cleavage was showing, because the skin contact actually helps it stick better, I feel like. But today we're gonna see how many we can fit up there. So count with me here, folks. 1, 2, 3, 4, so far. Told you it's a little slippery. It'll be easier once the liquid's in it. Is that 11? 12? 13? I think they're all stay. Let's find out. Let's start pouring some of these bad boys. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my other hand and get comfortable. So I'm going to be here for a minute. That one didn't have anything, it didn't count. Is that it? Alright, you guys, there we go. So, the first time that I ever poured all these shots, I realized the hardest part is actually getting them all off, not pouring them and spilling them. So we're going to very carefully remove these shot glasses.
All right, give it up for Ciara.
Hold up.
Are you making your boobies clap?
Yeah, they're not very loud though.
So what magazines have you modeled for?
The most famous and well-known magazine is going to be Playboy. Everybody knows
Wow.
Playboy. So I was featured twice in Playboy Slovakia. Copies of those are on my website. Another magazine that's kind of well-known is Vanquish. And then there's also Goddess Magazine, Super Street Bike Magazine, Swimsuit Australia, Mall USA, Peach Magazine.
That's what I'm talking about.
Dang.
There's
Lucky.
they're all on my website. I got
Visual
like 30
magazine.
something. I got like 30 something listed, and then I have my own mini magazines that are all 28 pages of me. Those are MZ magazines that are on my website by JL Publishing. So, all kinds of magazine features.
While you were talking, there was a picture popped up, and this is off chart. There was the Ken guy. You did a photo with the guy that's trying to be the Ken doll.
So
What's that? Where was that at?
There's every now and then in Los Angeles, there's a Babes in Toyland charity event run by Steve Fowler, and that particular event they were promoting a toy drive, and so you had to bring some different toys, and the event is for a charity, so they'll take a bunch of different toys, or sometimes they have a pet drive, and they'll do all this collection, and they just have a party. They'll have a live performance, and they'll have drinks and VIP and everything, but the idea of it is to have this charity event come together. So this particular event, I decided to dress up as like a Cinderella because I'm Babes in Toyland. I wanted to dress up kind of like a little Barbie. I had a nice pretty Cinderella dress that was up there, and they had this really cool box that was like a Barbie box that you could step into and act it out. So I definitely did that. There's some pictures on there too, and that guy was at the party, and he looked like a perfect Ken doll. So I kind of looked like Barbie, he looked like Ken. We had to take a picture. It was a must. He was flawless.
So what was the conversation like? Was he just like a normal person?
He actually approached me and got down on one knee because he thought that I looked just like Cinderella, which was his favorite Disney character. So we had the best time. He was a very sweet guy.
Proposing to your Jax local. So what's your 5-year plan in modeling with the bartending, the modeling, and any other ventures you got going on?
So I definitely plan to continue, and if not ramp up, my flair bartending across the nation. This was my first year doing a bunch of the biker rallies like Biketoberfest and Bike Week and Sturgis, and they have been quite profitable if you haven't seen my bar tricks that I can do. So I plan on doing some more of those. They're all throughout the year. There's a really dope schedule, including places like Laconia and Galveston, Texas, that I haven't bartended at yet either.
This princess one.
Yeah,
Boom.
there's the Barbie one. And so I definitely plan on bartending
There
more
he
across
is.
the nation. Yep, there's Ken. I wish I could remember his name. He was such a sweet guy. So I'm definitely going to bartend still across the nation. I'm still going to model as necessary too. Modeling's not my forefront. I always use the modeling for travel because I love to go to these exotic places. And I mean, if you're in a beautiful place, you might as well take a beautiful picture with, an extra good camera and stuff like that. So I definitely love to travel, but I definitely want to look at more of a profitable approach. Modeling doesn't pay the best, I would say. I get more payment from the bartending. So I'm probably not going to model as much, as needed or as what comes up, though. I'm always open to new opportunities and new networking and stuff. And then I'm going to get started with my foot into the marijuana industry too. I've got some different business ventures. It's, going to be really profitable with that too. There's a bunch of different outlets with that. And actually kind of one of my little major goals to myself would be maybe possibly to be on the cover of Weed Times magazine one day or something. That might be really cool. You never know. You got to have goals.
Any future trips you got planned coming up?
So actually, I am super excited to go to Bangkok and Phuket, Thailand, and Singapore next month. I won that trip. I was blindsided. I won that trip earlier this year from being kick-ass at bartending at Sturgis. I was bartending at One Eye Jack's, and I didn't know this, but the owner takes a group of people, like 7 or 8 people, employees that were exceptional, that did really well, sold, did high sales, didn't complain, helped clean up after, was just a really good employee. And it was my first year, and I'm an overachiever and I like cleaning, and so I just helped and did extra, and I did my shot trick and I sold a lot of inventory for them and made a lot of money myself and had fun. And so I got selected for this trip, and so I've never been to Thailand and I've never been to Singapore, and I'm super excited to go to these beautiful countries. I'm looking forward to riding my first elephant that they have all over there. I'm so excited about that, and playing with some more monkeys, and really just exploring what those beautiful countries have to offer.
You rode a camel too when you were in Egypt, right?
I rode a camel, and I got to play with a donkey, and I got to play with a baby donkey. I don't know if it's a little ass, would be called. I don't know what the little ones are called, but they're so sweet. I love animals.
So how do you do your networking to get your future gigs?
So, it really all stems down from, if I could narrow it down to one little thing, it would be my business cards. I pass out my business cards all the time, any event that I go to, whether I always keep them on me just for talking to people here or there. It's something small, and I know people don't really pass out business cards as much anymore, but especially when I'm working at the bar or I'm at a party, or an event like this, maybe people are drinking, the room's moving fast, half the time we don't have service, especially if we're in a different country, or the service is just bad. So I give somebody my business card. It's got my website, it's got my Google Voice number, it's got my email address, all my information on there, and a picture of me in case somebody's too drunk and they forget. And it's worked out really well. I've been able to network and keep up with people throughout the years, and somebody's like, oh, I remember your business card, I'm going to keep you in mind for this event or that event. And it's really played out to work in my benefit, where I've gotten a lot of gigs. And just recently, I passed out my business card, and I got an opportunity to bartend events in Las Vegas and do a possible billboard for them too. And that was just from passing my business card out. The guy didn't remember me the first day because, they were pretty drunk at my bar because I was bartending. But he remembered me 2 days later, and he's like, oh, yeah, we're opening up this bar. I think you'd be great for that. So definitely have some little memento that are going to help people remember
I think
you.
that is good to have the business card and your face on it.
And it shows that you're professional and that you mean business, and I'm not just, some random person. Like, you can go to my website and you see that I mean business and that I'm professional. And I feel like that's definitely needed, especially if you're running a business. You don't just want to hire somebody that's, not going to show up and stuff.
Right. So, what kind of experiences and advice do you have for our listeners for tonight?
So, over my years and my experience, I've learned that it's okay to let toxic people go out of your life. And, I've had some crazy goals and aspirations. And, I quit my management job to travel the world. That's not a normal thing for a lot of people. And so there were several people that didn't have my vision for my life. But like I just said, the words, it's my life. It's not anybody else's life. So it's okay to, I think, sometimes make your own decisions for your best interest. Just stay positive and stay thankful and grateful and humble. And it's really worked out for me. I changed my whole life when I decided to change my mentality and, follow the law of attraction and just stay positive. And even if somebody was mean to me that day, I would just still smile and just brush it off and just not hold on to grudges and everything, because at the end of the day, it just makes you bitter. It doesn't make anybody else sour. It just makes you sour. So if I could give any advice, it would be to just don't take things so personal. Let things go. Focus on yourself. Worry about your own self. Worry about your own goals. Help others achieve, motivate, be positive and successful. All that good, positive vibe stuff. I know it sounds cliche, but it really works. It's a true statement. And once you start doing it, you really do see a change in your life. If you don't believe me, watch me, because I'm going to continue doing it. I'm not going to stop it. I'm a firm believer in the law of attraction, and I'll show you every day how to work it.
That is some awesome advice, and that's how I got a contact with you, through multiple people saying how humble you are and sweet and genuine. So what kind of social networks do you have?
So I am pretty much on all social networking.
And you're bartending locally?
I do bartend locally at Salt here in Jacks Beach when I'm here. They work with my travel schedule really well because I help promote them really well. So I'm very thankful to have that family to work with me. They are the Old Ocean Grill right there next to Tavern. They have really good food, great drink specials. As always, I'm going to be there bartending for the Sea and Sky Air Show here in a couple days. I'm going to be working doubles every single day. Super excited to see the Blue Angels perform. And it's right there on the beach. Like, it's one of the best bars to work at, I feel like, because I can see the beach right there. So if like a customer's like kind of grumpy or something, I can just like look out into the ocean and just, be fine again. I'll just be fine again.
A little woosah.
So, but I'm still going to be traveling.
And you have your web page.
Oh yeah, I've got my website. My website has links to all of my social media. So I've got Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, Vero. Although the one that I use the most is going to be Facebook, and I just recently got to be able to use my Instagram again. I got hacked and I lost everything. So I'm rebuilding now. I got the same username that I did though. So it's a slow process, but my Facebook is definitely a lot more active at the moment.
And tell them again, what's the web page?
It is www.ciaramarienichols.com. It's my whole name.com.
Ciara Marie Nichols.
Or you can actually Google me. I'm pretty excited that you can Google me. You can just type in Ciara, like the singer, Ciara, and then the letter N, and my name normally pops up. So I'm a little excited about that.
Sweet. And also, coming up November 7th, you're going to be the special guest bartender for the Jack's Local Radio Show's first event. It's going to be like an art walk.
I'm super excited.
And she's going to be doing those tricks there.
All kinds of tricks.
That's what I'm talking about.
And I'm so excited that I was able to get her to come and join us for that. And I want to thank you for coming on for the show. And it's been an honor to have you on the show. And we appreciate you.
And I appreciate you. I'm very excited to be here. I, of course, am, like I said, Jacksonville local, and this is a local radio Jacksonville show, so I had to, like, come on here, man. This is, like, I feel like it would be sacrilegious to not. I gotta love it.
Gotta rep your city. We gotta rep your city. Let's get it.
Alright, the next trick that I'm going to show you guys is pouring cool drinks. So we're going to do it with pour. Bam. There we go. Your drinks are served. Alright, so that's all your full drinks. It's all your shots. And for those of you that aren't impressed, because I've had a couple, I can also pour shots on my derriere. Yeah, that's right. You thought you'd seen it all, but wait, there's more. So, that's about the extent of my flair bartending. I can flip a tin and catch it, or both tins at the same time. And blow. So it's another cool bar trick that I do at my bar. I'm actually going to be making a top that has LED lights inside my top so that I can just work with glow booms all the time, but I'm not sure why it does that. I'm cool. I'm glad that it does it to me because it's just one more cool feature that I can bring to entertain you guys, because when I like to bartend, it's not just about making a cocktail or just making a drink and getting $1. It's the whole show. It's the whole kit and caboodle. It's the funny bar jokes. It's the little snide comments back and forth, and the, it's a whole ordeal. So I would love for you guys to come visit me at the bar. Please let me pour you a cocktail, top shelf, on special, just for you. And stay tuned. You can find my schedule on my website and find which bar is coming near you. Thanks, guys.
If you'd like to help support the show promoting local talent, please cash app us at #Jack's Local Radio Show. Duval!